So good afternoon to everyone. In this group 4 video presentation is all about a role of teachers in Piaget's classroom. So as the teachers, you should allow students to learn from their mistakes because Piagets believe that children develop knowledge about the world through trial and error. Mistakes can be frustrating for the students as well as the teachers, but they too try to model patience and guide the students towards a different conclusions. Mistakes shows that the students we must actively and interacting with the world around here and try out the get up or come up the new ideas for yourself to make a better person or as a student. And also, it focused on the process as well as the result instead of focusing on having one right answer. As the teachers, we should give a pay attention for our students and to easily learn and come up the students um, and also get the answer of our students.
Using Piaget's theory in the classroom, teachers and students benefit in several ways. Teachers develop a better understanding of their students' thinking, and they can also align their teaching strategies with their students' cognitive level. In order for students to develop their conservation of constancy skill, teachers must provide their students with opportunities to recognize similarities and differences at both the physical and abstract level. By encouraging the students to notice similarities and differences in objects, they increase their conservation of constancy.
The role of teachers is very important. In Piagetian classroom, instead of giving a lecture, the teachers in this theory function as facilitators, whose role is to aid the student when it comes to their own understanding. This takes away focus from the teacher and puts it upon the student and their learning. The resources and lesson plans that must be initiated for this learning theory takes a very different approach toward traditional learning. Instead of telling, the teacher must begin asking. Teachers following Piaget's theory of constructivism must challenge the student by making them effective critical thinkers and must help them to become independent learners.
The role of the teacher in a Piagetian classroom is to unleash the critical thinking skills of the students. It involves providing concrete instructional materials and allowing the students to analyze and explore what they are looking at, whether it's an assimilation or a schema. Students have a various perspectives or points of view from others, also known as egocentrism. Therefore, as a teachers, we shouldn't let the students feel that they are wrong or their opinion aren't acceptable. We as educators, we must support and encourage them to be the best of themselves.
The application of Piaget's cognitive development theory inside the classroom, especially to the teacher's role, is teachers must not only teach their learners, but then they must also facilitate their learners along the way, knowing that every student learn in different ways. Teachers must expected to implement and give various activities and implement a suitable teaching learning methods or styles in order for their learners to achieve the desired learning. And students are encouraged to participate actively in order to have a classroom that is engaging and captivating.
When introducing new content in the classroom, teachers might use Piaget's concept of assimilation and adoption. As a result, teachers can place their lessons and interactions with students in this context. Educators can include more abstract thinking, non-egocentric notions, and sophisticated language skills later in the stage.
In a Piaget classroom, teachers are the facilitators of students' learning, especially discovery learning. This is a kind of learning wherein students are actively participating in the class through exploration, experimentation, and collaboration. Such activities the teachers will come up with should be aligned with the students' cognitive and developmental level, because it is difficult for them to accept or acquire these learnings if they are not fully ready. That is why teachers should assess their students before they can introduce new learnings. In terms of assessing the students, it is also important that teachers are being mindful of the students' way of thinking so that they can help them to improve their thinking styles that will be helpful in their learning process. Overall, teachers should equip active discovery learning and should not be focused on filling an empty vessel, but they should focus on introducing already known learnings or activating students' prior knowledge so that they are not feeling confused and uncertain to take a new learning path. The more the teachers are emphasizing communication between the students and students to students, and putting the learnings into practice or simply as experiential learning, the more the students are encouraged to acquire and construct their own learnings. The principle behind this is that teachers are shaping their students to create new things and to become a productive and effective learners. In the education classroom, the teacher's role involved providing appropriate learning experiences as well as materials that stimulate the students to advance their learning. Also, educators encourage students to be active and engaged instead of passively presenting information.